you permit me to ask Howard a question?
Absolutely. I'm just.
Since it's so great to have him here.
Wait, I just want to go through this way. You have the right to remain silent.
I'll represent
No,
you.
it's a question you can answer. OJ is a great dilemma to me. On one hand, captain of every team he ever played on, never argued with an official, never argued with a referee. Every teammate on every team he ever played on, if they had a problem, they went to OJ. OJ was a problem solver. Never had a scandalous moment. One time the police on the wife charged it.
I represented Ron. I'm
But
pretty
basically,
aware of it.
OJ was regarded as his secretary swore to me she never saw him raise his voice. Friends who knew him said he was the nicest person ever. I interviewed him 3 or 4 times when he was a football player, after he was a football player. He was a wonderful actor. The people who did the Hertz commercials told me that he was the most cooperative guy they ever worked with. He'd work 7 hours, it didn't matter. He was so cooperative. And then there was this other side. How do you explain the enigma of OJ?
And I
Well-
have an answer to that when you get done.
Okay. I mean, the enigma is he's one of millions of people that have 2 different personalities depending on the situation. For me, I played softball with him every July 4th. I've known him since the early 70s, socialized with him on occasion, represented him on occasion. My view of the evidence is it's pretty overwhelming. Pretty overwhelming, and obviously I have some stories that I can't tell.
And I
But
just want,
how do you explain the dichotomy to yourself in this one individual?
I'm not sure that would take like a professional, which I'm not. I'm just a lawyer.
And I'm not either, but I just want to bring in the other aspect of this. This was about domestic violence. This was about, you know, a fairly common
its umpteenth
experience.
degree.
Of course. So it puzzles me that why 20 years later that still seems to be an enigma.
Pretty spot on.
Because, I mean, let's face it, the jury was not the only entity in this that didn't buy initially that you could frame this through the domestic violence frame. I mean, even the prosecution had to really be lobbied to pick up and really make something out of the story about domestic violence. Any of us who do work in this recognize it as exactly what it is, a slow, simmering, escalating series of violent encounters that become even more deadly the more the couple is separating.